folks. Welcome to this epic disaster, coming to you very, very late, at a time when the podcast is normally up and it's not up. And we're doing it really, really quick so we can get it up today. It's going to hit the airwaves today.
Do you know why? Do you know why we're doing it so late?
We both went on vacation, and we had a special thing that didn't work out, and it was a disaster.
Yeah. I mean, because that's likely in our lives.
You just got back today at 3 o'clock. In the morning, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And I got back, let's see, when did I get back?
I got back Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night, yeah.
Today's
but you were
Monday.
Gone. You were already gone.
Yeah.
So we couldn't do a show.
No.
What we did is we had an interview planned. Wasn't that cool?
It was.
And we recorded all the setup for the interview, and then I was going to do the interview because you were going to be gone.
Uh-huh.
And I did the interview, and there were tremendous sound problems.
Uh-huh.
Technical difficulties, as they say in the biz.
So what happened is we jinxed ourselves because we pre-recorded the before and after of the interview prior to recording the interview, thinking, yeah, we got this.
Yeah.
And no, we didn't have it.
Every time we try to do an interview, something happens. I'm beginning to think we shouldn't do interviews, but I want to do interviews.
I enjoy doing interviews.
I do too.
Matter of fact, Con told me the other day he'd like to come back on.
He should come back and we don't do an interview, but he could just kind of hang out and play with us.
Why not?
We just do, some of the games and get his response and stuff.
Because he's fun.
Yeah, I think anybody should be able to do that.
Yeah, I think if you want to be on our show and you want to come, like you're local and you can come hang out,
yeah,
just let us know and we'll work it in.
And guess what you get to do if you show up? You get to have a beer with us.
Which we're going to do right now.
That's right. Because we always do a live beer review if you don't know, if you're new. And I want to point out that there's several new people this week. I didn't tell you, but we had a lot of new downloads. A lot.
Yeah, I was too busy being on vacation.
You were on vacation. I was checking the downloads. We had a lot of good downloads. And I want to say to those people, thank you for downloading. Thank you for subscribing.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. If this is your first one, we're sorry we're late. But what we do is we do a live beer review. So we open a beer at the beginning of the podcast, which we're doing right now. And then we drink that beer throughout the podcast. At the end of the podcast, we'll tell you what we think about it.
So I just poured it out. What we have today is we have a beer by Wiseacre Brewing Company from Memphis, Tennessee, and it's called Prank Calls to Satan.
Hello, Satan. Notre Dame Cathedral is burning.
Don't. That's not funny. Notre Dame.
Satan would think it was funny, but
Notre Dame Cathedral.
It's not a prank call.
Is currently burning to the ground.
Not a prank call.
As we speak, it is currently happening, and I feel awful. Like tears came to my eyes.
Hello, Satan. Is your refrigerator running?
That's better. I like that one better.
Satan would go, this is hell. I don't have a refrigerator.
Well, how do you keep your beer cold, Satan?
I use a cooler with hot ice.
That's just silly.
Well, that's what Satan would say.
That's just wrong.
Okay, so we're pouring it out.
Yeah, this is a hoppy. Oh, God. It's a hoppy black ale. It is 6.5% alcohol by volume. And again, it is by Wiseacre Brewing Company in Memphis, Tennessee. It says brewed and canned by the good folks at Wiseacre.
I want to do an entire podcast with the voice of Satan.
That's not even a good Satan. You used to have a really good Satan, and now you don't.
Shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up, Satan. Shut the fuck up, Satan.
That was Linda Blair.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Yes, today, Satan.
Hit me up tomorrow.
All right, I'm going to drink it. Did you already drink yours?
No.
I'm drinking.
No, it doesn't smell good.
It smells very bitter. It smells very
hoppy.
Citrusy. Grapefruity, as I say. That's what it smells like.
But it's a brown ale, so it's
pretty
dark,
brown.
So it's deceiving.
I call this leather. This is my leather color right there.
Rick has this weird thing about color. He doesn't think that purple is purple. He thinks it's blue.
Okay.
I've tasted my beer as well.
I taste some flowers in there.
Is there flowers in there?
Can you taste those?
You got flowers
it's
in your
a little
beer?
floral. I don't know what kind of flowers. Lilac, rose. I don't know.
No.
Hello,
I'm gonna
Satan.
Go with no.
Have you got any rose?
What happened here?
I don't know. That's a beer that we've done, Pat. I don't know that people need to know about that, though.
Sorry. Okay.
They can't see what you're talking about.
Sorry. Speaking of seeing things.
You're seeing things?
I'm going to post a photo of my elbow.
That is domestic violence right there.
It's really not.
I recognize the signs.
That is
How
not.
did you get that bruise? I fell down the stairs.
No, I ran into a door. Isn't that another one that people say?
Yeah.
Ran into a door.
My elbow ran into a door.
I ran into a fist-shaped door.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I fell down some knuckle-shaped stairs. But no, in this case, what happened was I was doing archery for 3 hours. After not having done archery in several years, I went to a practice while I was on vacation.
Yes.
Just to spend a Sunday morning. And practice went on for a while, and it was 3 hours of constant shooting, basically. And
totally screwed up your arm.
I did.
Well, let me describe what's going on here. So this is a bruise that is probably, I'm going to say, 8 inches across your arm. It starts on your forearm, goes through the bend in your arm all the way up into your bicep on the side. We're talking purple, black. I see some green in there.
And this is just from yesterday morning. It's going to get worse. So
I really love your bruises, Cheri.
Thank you, Satan. So what is happening is that I'm getting, the shoulders and the stance and everything right with my archery, and then I'm forgetting that my elbow protrudes.
Oh yeah, because you overbend the elbow.
Because I hyperextend my elbows. So you have to just twist your arm. You don't have to twist the grip. The grip stays. You just have to twist your arm so that it hinges.
Now, don't they have like a little arm thing for that, leather band?
I was wearing one.
Oh, wow.
Right? That's the kicker here. Is I was wearing one. Now, the guard that I originally started wearing was just right here. Wouldn't have done anything because I don't get hit right there.
Right.
So I changed my guard, and that was the lower part of the forearm, by the way, for people that don't know what right here is because you can't see what I'm pointing at.
Yes.
But the guard that I went with more of an Olympic style guard, which kind of comes up above the elbow, and it still got me. It still got me because the string would catch the end of the guard, and then the guard would get me.
It looks really, really painful.
It's ugly.
And it looks like it's going to be there a while.
It's slightly painful, but it is superficial, so I don't know that it'll last that long.
I'm predicting bruise cancer. I think you're going to
No, it's going to cause arm cancer, elbow cancer. I will have elbow
cancer.
Cancer very soon. Let's call it archer's cancer.
Archery. You have Archer syndrome.
Yes.
You died of Archer syndrome.
But what it did do is it really made my love of archery become more pronounced. Like I hadn't done archery in a long time.
Yeah.
And I'd never had any actual lessons. So having someone who is ranked in the SCA second in the world at the moment,
wow,
go to practice with today or the other day.
You would think that person would have told you, don't hold your arm like that.
How many fucking times do you think he did? He told me that over and over, especially right after I got hit. He'd be like, yeah, you don't want to hold your arm like that.
I know why you didn't.
It was me. I told you not to.
Satan made me hold my arm like that.
That's right. It was the devil.
Yeah, it was the devil. But
I've always wanted to do archery. I always think it's fun. I've never really tried it with like real stuff. The last time I did anything even similar to archery was, I believe, last year at the Renaissance Festival.
And that's a toy.
That's shot
just a toy.
The little toy Daniel Boone thing.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, I hit the ground.
And do you know what's funny?
It was not even calibrated.
Is even when I pick up those little toys and I throw them, I'm not thinking about like my stature or my stance or anything at all. So every time I pick up a toy bow and I shoot an arrow, I hit myself in the elbow. Every time. You would think that just from playing with toys, I would know that my elbow should not be sticking out there.
That's what you need, is a toy bow.
I need a bow toy.
You need a toy
is what
bow.
I need.
You need a toy bow.
A bow toy.
So archery, was that fun? What else?
Oh, we had a blast.
What else did you do on your vacation, on your time off? Archery sounds like a good experience to take some time off.
It was, the day before. Well, it was the day of my flight going home. My flight was then delayed 2 hours.
Wait, you did archery and then you got on a plane?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, and then we went and did archery, and then we hung out and watched movies, and then I got on a plane at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, you texted me that you were coming home or on the way home or something about your bags or something. I thought you were still there, but you had actually landed in Atlanta.
You
at
hit me up
3.
with a video of nothing but sound of
that
my
was your
dog
making noise
at 4 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I've been home for half an hour. Give me a break. I will come and get her as quickly as I can.
That's what she was doing. It sounded like a baby.
Yeah.
An actual baby. Except
She
one
is a
time she was
baby.
going.
She was Satan dog at that point.
Yeah, I think she got possessed.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of rabies.
No.
Cujo.
She doesn't have the
was
rabies.
Cujo.
She doesn't have the rabies. So she, I did miss her while I was gone, but I did get to enjoy some hot springs up in Valley.
Get naked?
Yes, Valley View Hot Springs up in. It's above Poncha Pass in Colorado, past Bailey, Colorado. It is very rural, and clothing optional. They have individual cabins, some with bathrooms, some without, but they also have communal bathrooms.
So with bathroom, what do you do with no bathroom?
You walk across the street and go to the communal bathroom.
Oh.
And then they also...
I'm sorry, I got to shit on the floor.
No. That's what you would do. But
well, I don't know what else I would do. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Go across the street to the communal bathroom.
That just seems... I don't know. I'd rather shit on the floor.
Okay. And then there's also...
That's why no one ever invites me on their vacation.
I never would at this point. And now you've just cemented that for me. I will never invite you to go to a hot spring.
Sorry, I shit on the floor.
Sorry, I didn't mean to shit on the floor. But where we stayed was the Sunset Room, and it's basically 4 rooms down along a hall that have locks on the door, obviously, but they're just like hotel bedrooms without a bathroom, but there's a shared toilet at the end and a sink.
Yeah.
So between... 4 units, you share a bathroom. And it really wasn't that bad. Plus, you have a different entrance and exit, and you have a communal kitchen, like a fully stocked kitchen. You go and you cook your own food because there's no restaurants around there.
So, like, you're in the bathroom and you really stink it up. Is it like just strangers, or do you meet these people before?
Well, I mean, they're strangers. Like, they're total strangers. But
so is it like, is it co-ed? Is it like,
oh, yeah.
So it's like you're in there, doing your business, and then some dude walks in?
No, it's not a walk-in thing. That would be like me walking in your powder room downstairs.
Yeah, it's all right.
There's no walking in. It's a bathroom. Like your powder room downstairs. If I were to just walk in. So
it's not like a dorm room?
No.
Where you walk in, some dude sitting next to you. And
no.
Can I have a square?
That's nasty.
Can you spare some toilet paper?
No.
Okay.
And we brought incense matches just to make everybody happy.
Those things are amazing.
Yeah.
What kind did you get?
A vanilla.
Oh, okay.
But we...
I like the frankincense.
It was like in the 30s, and at night it was like in the mid-20s.
Oh, that's right, Colorado.
So I would leave the back door open. And we're in the middle of nowhere, so there's some wildcats and there's some whatnot. But I would leave the back door open and sleep like that. And eventually my friends were like, Cheri, can we shut the door, please? I'm freezing. God. Yeah, no, I didn't want to shut the door. But we had a great time. The hot springs were amazing. They weren't as warm as I would have liked them. Like the hottest one I got into.
Really? So they're not really hot springs. A little misleading.
Well, no, they are hot springs. No, they're hot springs.
Tepid springs.
But there's ice on the ground. So they're lukewarm springs. But for the most part, the one I got into that I liked the most was the hottest, of course, which was like 90. It was still only one of them got up to 104, but that was a hike, and I didn't want to hike in the snow to get to it, so I chose not to. But I did get into like the 99, 100 degree pools.
I was watching an ASMR video. I got to bring that up at one point, and this girl was like documenting her vacation, and she went to, it was an outdoor, I don't know if it was a hot spring, but it's something like that, hot tub or hot spring. It was outdoor in Canada, 30 below. 30 below. So they were in this hot water, and there was ice in their hair.
Oh yeah, that's a huge thing in Iceland. There's a place it's either Iceland or Finland where it's a big deal. Like people, tourists go literally to get into this hot spring, and their hair is always frozen and crunchy.
Well, they say it doesn't. You can't. I mean, you're not cold,
right?
But that's just weird.
But getting out of that hot spring and making it back to the cabin,
you freeze your nippies off.
Not to mention, you're not only a mile-high city, but then you go above that. We were like 10,500 above sea level.
Crazy.
So breath-wise, I've been having a harder and harder time every time I go to Colorado breathing.
Yeah.
I just get real short of breath.
Did you breathe in any kind of smoke while you were there?
No, but I had some gummy.
Okay, so you just ate it instead of breathed it in.
Right.
It's legal.
Totally legal.
You can do what you want to.
And I almost brought some home with me, and I thought, you know what? It's not worth it.
I'm still debating on whether I want to do an episode where I have some for the first time.
I think we should.
I kind of feel like we should. A friend of mine who has done it before has said that we don't need to do it live. We need to, he's like, you should do it. He's like, you should do it at least once before you do it. But I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fun.
No. Well, I mean, what if I freak out? What we do isn't live anyways.
No, but we rarely edit what we do.
But what I'm saying,
so it's almost like it's live.
We should record it, absolutely. Mm-hmm. The first time you take it, we should record it.
We could do a live streaming, though. We could video live.
No, I don't want to do that.
Would be, because what if I got naked?
I mean,
that wouldn't
be
cool
that.
At all.
It's
I know,
not all
but
that.
No.
It's fine.
No, talk about gummies.
You can get naked all you want. It's not. I've been around a bunch of naked people this past weekend.
But I feel
it's fine.
I'm still kind of considering that. I kind of feel like I might want to do it.
I did meet a really cool person.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'd like to stay in touch with her. It's a friend of the friends I went with.
Mm-hmm.
Was
she naked?
Yes.
Wow.
She was sitting next to me at the table naked playing a game called Sushi Go.
All right, let me ask you a question. How many friends do you have right now that you stay in touch with that are your good friends who the first time you ever met them, they were naked?
Oh, my God. Well, the first time I ever met them, they got naked. I may not have met them at the moment they were naked.
We can include that, but I kind of like the idea of they became your friends while you were naked.
I've never met anybody.
Wow. Well, you just said you have a friend that you met while person was naked.
She was naked, but I met her before she got naked.
Oh, okay.
We were introduced before she got naked. Well, and I will tell you that more than 60% of my current friends
you've seen naked.
I've seen naked.
Right.
And probably on the first time I met them.
Wow. Okay.
That's just a thing. It's not like a prerequisite of being my friend.
That is my prerequisite.
I mean, but honestly,
everybody who wants to be my friend has to get naked.
You are part of that 60%.
I was wearing a bodysuit.
I saw you naked within hours of meeting you.
I was wearing a bodysuit. Everything I had was fake. It was special effects,
nope.
CGI, all of that. Objects are much smaller than they appear.
I don't even think it was like an hour and a half before we were naked.
I don't remember. I've tried to block it out. I don't know.
Thanks for that.
It's been so long, I can't remember.
Fabulous.
I do remember. What I do remember, though, is it was in Chicago. It was very, very cold.
Yes.
And I don't think it was that day. It was like the next day we went to IHOP.
Right.
And I had pumpkin pancakes. First time I ever had pumpkin pancakes.
Why would you remember that?
Well,
after
think
you just
about
saw
it.
me naked. Apparently, it wasn't all that.
Think about it. It was in the middle of October, like right before Halloween.
Yeah.
Pumpkin spice season had started.
Yeah.
Pumpkin pancakes from IHOP, and it was the first time I'd ever had them. So sweet, but they were good. And then I believe it was that night. It might have been the night we met. We went to Harry Carey's.
The very first night we met, we went to Harry Carey's.
I didn't care for it that much.
But
everybody talks about it's one of the best places ever.
That was before we got naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got naked at Harry Carey's and they told me to get out, but that's it.
Well, I wasn't going to bring it up.
Do
you want to play a game?
We should. We're going way down a really bad memory lane. All right. Would you rather?
Why is that a bad memory?
Getting naked at Harry Carey's? That's bad for anyone.
Oh, well, getting naked with me isn't necessarily a bad memory.
I don't know. All right, go ahead. Let's
right.
do Would You Rather. Would you rather get naked at Harry Carey's or you're throwing a stone first?
Yeah, let's do that game where we pick a color.
Okay. You drop a stone.
I got blue and yellow, so let's do green.
I got blue and I got yellow.
I dropped a blue and a yellow, so we're just going to do green.
Boy, if I could read this, what glasses do I have on?
Here.
All right, what are you doing, green? Mm-hmm. Would you rather, as the only fertile person of your gender in the world, give your seed to anyone who wanted children?
That's if you were a man, I suppose.
Or pick the best candidate to propagate the human species. Okay, so
wait a second.
Here's your choices.
So I could either give up
you donate your
sperm,
seed to anyone.
My speed.
Or you pick the person and you keep your seed. And that person, I guess, climbs on. I don't know.
I'm not sure what they're asking. So I'm
just saying, which would you rather? Give your seed to someone else to do the business, or you keep it and you do the work yourself?
So I either have the job of propagating or somebody else does.
That's exactly right.
You can take it. You can have that job all day long. I'm not very good at...
Just another person you've seen naked.
No. I mean, I'll watch. I'll watch.
All right. So
but I don't want to
You'll donate the seed.
As long as I get to video.
Oh. Okay.
It's your turn.
All right, here we go. I'm feeling red. I'm feeling hot in my hand. It's burning. It could be red. Could be yellow. I'm thinking red.
Could be the devil.
Here we go. It's red and green. Why are we throwing two?
I don't know.
I'm doing it again.
What does red and green make? Brown? Because we have a brown option.
I'm doing it again.
Okay.
Because I'm feeling the satanic powers.
It's green.
Green.
All right. So again, green. Bruise. The category of green is ethics and intellect.
Which, it's been proven.
We have neither.
On this show before, it's just not a part of the show.
No.
Okay.
So would you rather only strive to preserve the viability of Earth? Only strive to preserve the viability of Earth, or continue to develop the technology and allocate the resources to colonize distant worlds? So would you rather put all of our technology and abilities into preserving the Earth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Really?
I totally believe we should not be focusing on moving out of this Earth. And if we can't take... All right, have you ever been driving down the road and you pass by a house that looks like from Sanford and Son?
Right. Yeah.
It's just like, clean up your own stuff before you start looking for another house.
I agree.
And it's just like, why would you move to another planet or start colonizing another planet when you can't take care of the one that you're on?
I agree.
So clean this stuff up, and then maybe then you can start looking at going somewhere else.
Right.
I just feel like there's so much that we need to do here.
Basically, clean up your shit.
Yeah, I love the idea of exploring space. I really think that we should. But, and two, if you're talking about colonizing from a scientific standpoint, that you're going to have scientists there that are going to be studying, and they need a place to kind of gather. Okay, but if you're just talking about people trying to find a place to move, no, I'm not for that. No. Not at all. I'm not going to do that.
Okay. Well, it's not going to happen before you die anyway.
No. I think you have to have people that are going to be going moving to another planet have to be people who have superhero fantasies.
Superheroes.
I feel like
so like superpowers.
Well, if you believe that you could live on another planet, you in the back of your mind you have to think somehow you're like Superman.
Or better than.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Because
you have innate abilities that other folks may not.
Yeah, I don't feel like that most people even consider that as an option.
Okay. See, I do. But that doesn't mean that I have a big head.
Really? You think you would like to go live on another planet?
In a heartbeat.
What other planet would you live on?
One where I could be alone.
Well, that's all of them right now. But I always think about, I used to freak myself out because I used to think about, when I was a kid, I was really, really scared of storms.
Yeah.
And I used to think about, they would say that Jupiter has, Jupiter.
Jupiter is constant storm.
Has like one of the worst storms ever.
That big orange spot on Jupiter,
yeah.
That hurricane is like bigger than the Earth.
Yeah. And so violent. And I just thought, in my mind, I used to like figure out what it was like to go there and be in the middle of that, and it would terrify me. I would just freak out, but which is dumb. I mean, it's totally dumb. Yeah. You couldn't survive.
Right.
No one could. No. But it's just. I mean, when you think about, you saw the movie The Martian?
Oh yeah, great.
So
movie.
like the storms there,
yeah,
and they were like thunderstorms that didn't involve rain. Is that correct? There was like no water.
Correct, because no atmosphere. Mm-hmm. Which is where water comes from.
So interesting.
Yeah. So, okay. Speaking of superhuman powers.
Superhero powers, yes.
Superhuman powers.
Superhuman.
Yes. Uh-huh. So I have a listing here of the top 20 useless superpowers.
Really?
Yes, and I would like to go over them with you.
Useless?
Yeah.
Why would you want useless superpowers?
Well, I mean, you still could say I have a superpower.
You're just saying that if anyone had these powers, they would be completely useless.
Well, you could always find a use.
Not like X-ray vision. Let's say X-ray vision.
That's very
useful.
Unless you're like me and you just get to see people naked whenever you want.
Or like, so when
you're talking about like curing disease. See, I'm just talking about seeing people naked.
Do you think Superman, as he got older, he had X-ray vision, like he had to wear glasses, corrective lenses, maybe he could see things, but it was blurry?
So
maybe. So
you have a mass here, and it might be cancerous.
I can't tell what that is.
Not sure. It could be your pancreas. I don't know.
Hey, Lois, give me my readers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what that is.
Okay, so here are some useless superpowers. I want to know what you think of them.
Okay.
We have, the first one was acid tears.
Acid. Oh, so like crying acid tears.
Yeah, so your tears are acid.
Well, that would kind of destroy you if that was your superpowers.
Unless you just like bent over with your eyes wide open.
You could like a monkey flinging poo. You could fling your tears.
And the acid, you could use it to burn like through metal to get into doors.
Watch out, it's Super Guy. He will cry on you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Otherwise, it's probably useless. Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you're a bad guy and then you show up to fight crime and then all of a sudden the bad guy's like telling really sad stories and then you start crying and you burn your face off and then the guy's like, yes, I won.
Because I told you a very sad story about a dog I had and his name was Yeller.
Yeah.
All right. So the next one, invisibility.
Oh.
But only in the dark.
Okay.
So you're only allowed to be invisible in the dark.
I have that.
No, I don't think you do.
I do.
No, I don't think you do.
I do. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean I have it.
All right.
I do have it.
So the ability to control remote control.
All right.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Sort of. You mean like with your mind?
No. Just with the remote.
I have a feeling some of these you should not overanalyze.
I'm thinking this one is not one you want to overthink.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, what about the ability to communicate?
Yeah, I have that.
With fruit.
Some fruits I have communicated with.
Have you ever asked pineapple, what the fuck are you doing on pizza? Why you keep pushing in? You don't belong there. Get out.
That's not for me.
Just GTFO.
Yeah, I don't know what I would ask a fruit if I had the opportunity.
Or maybe we should take a different approach and ask pineapple, how do you feel about people trying to add you to pizza?
I feel like maybe...
How does that make you feel?
I think it would make the pineapple feel special.
Here's another question we could ask pineapple is, why are you trying to eat us? Because pineapple is the only fruit that actually eats you back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It digests certain proteins with the acids that come from it.
Trying to kill you.
It's trying to kill you because you're trying to eat it.
I always wonder,
like, I have a last defense, motherfucker.
I think I would ask the banana how the banana feels about the nickname Nanner.
Nanner. That's a good one.
It's like the silliest of a fruit. It might be the silliest nickname.
I would ask banana how it feels about being the sweetest or having the most sugar content.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where you throw away because it's too sweet.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
It's beyond.
And then people just mix it with ice cream. It's like, dude, it's already got a whole shit ton of sugar.
Yeah.
And now you're just
but you can make, there is a point where they make good smoothies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Moving on. The ability to detect trash.
Oh, I wish I had that.
You don't.
No.
No, you don't.
I don't have that.
You don't have it. I do. My dog does.
I have the ability to detect white trash.
I think we all have that ability.
I think sometimes I have had it.
Here's another one. The ability to levitate.
Oh, I want that.
At 75%.
Ooh, okay.
So you can't 100% levitate. You can only levitate 75%.
You could still make some pretty good money doing that. If you're like balancing on one finger, people would pay to see that. Like on your middle finger.
But is your middle finger
actually
25% of your body?
I don't know.
It'd be more like a foot. So you could levitate by standing on one foot.
But then everybody has that.
Right.
Okay.
Which is why it's a useless
I already have
superpower.
that then. Yeah, we all have that.
So what about the ability to summon a lamp?
Oh, lamp, please come to light.
But you can only do it once in your whole life.
Oh.
So, like, you really need to have that light.
You have to decide when you're going to do it.
You really need light, and you need it right now.
But not while you're invisible in the dark.
No, because then you won't be invisible
anymore. You'll come
anymore.
back, and then you've like blown 2 of your special powers.
Gone.
Yeah.
How about the ability to attract bullets?
No, I don't want that.
I don't want that. That's
Wouldn't be cool at all.
No, that's just me being an asshole at that point. What about the ability to read your own mind?
Oh, man, I wish I knew what I was thinking. That would be awesome.
I honestly, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
Ooh, instant hair loss.
I have that.
No, it's not instant. Like instantaneously, bam, you're bald.
Oh, that wouldn't be cool.
Without the use of a razor.
Yeah.
Just bam, no hair.
You're just standing there, and I was like, what would you do? It's like, I'm going to burn you. And then you would just go, well, watch this.
Well, okay. So picture a Christmas tree that's been up way too long without sufficient water.
Right.
Okay. So you tap it with something and all of the little needles fall off.
Yes.
That's what you would look like. All of your hair would just...
I'm trying to think of what it would be good for. If you had to swim long distance, or if you if you were in the snow and you wanted to like do sliding down the snow or something like a seal.
Or penguin.
Yeah, I don't, but other than that, I don't.
What if you were like running from the bad guys?
Yeah.
And you needed a quick disguise?
Yeah, that's true.
Just bam, no hair.
You just wanted to be slippery all of a sudden.
But it would probably be like the whole Santa Claus thing. Where the movie, The Santa Claus, where he would shave his beard and it would just grow right back.
So like you go and then you're nothing, and then all of a sudden
within minutes you have hair again.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would feel
like.
like.
What if you could keep doing it, though? That'd be kind of cool. You know, if you could keep doing it, then you could produce hair for wigs. You would have a career.
Oh, my gosh. I could make millions on hair for wigs. Wow.
Like, we couldn't do that now.
That is a superpower.
Our hair grows back, and we can cut it off. So,
but not as quickly. I mean, we don't know how quickly this superpower works. We're really, really reading a lot into this.
All I'm going to say is not everyone wants to buy every bit of the hair on your body. Some of it, they might.
Well, if they can't grow pubes, you could make them a little pube wig.
I just don't think somewhere there's a market where somebody's going, you got any ass hair? Any of that?
For some
Nose
reason,
hair, ear hair. I kind of like to get that.
I got no hair on my ass.
That's right.
And
I need an ass hair toupee.
My buddy likes hairy asses, so let's get a little ass toupee.
Boy, we're reaching.
Okay. Yeah, let's move on from that superpower. I would prefer this one, which is abnormal hair growth only on the forearm.
Well, to cover up your bruise.
Or tattoo.
What's with the hair superpowers here?
I don't know. Let's move on. What about the ability to absorb bad luck? I mean, I have that ability now.
Absorb bad luck? No, I don't want that. That's like absorbing the bullets or attracting bullets.
Yeah, that's kind of like my superpower now.
I'm sorry. No, I don't want that.
Ooh, superpower. Super slow-mo.
That might be the best one so far. I think that's kind of awesome. I'd like to move and to be able to move really slow. But the thing is, I mean, it just ensures you're going to be shot.
Yeah.
Or stabbed or something.
Yeah.
I don't know when you would use it, but it'd be kind of fun.
What about the ability to revive insects?
Wake up, grasshopper!
So, grasshopper. No, not that grasshopper. So, okay, so let's say you just killed a roach.
Or a fly.
And then you feel bad.
Mosquito bite.
And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, roach.
So then you take them outside and you're like, okay, you're back to life. Go away. Go away.
So it's like Weekend at Roachies.
Yeah.
You're walking around with the roach you brought back to life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I brought little sunglasses on the roach.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, here's another one. Ultra fast aging.
Oh.
The ability to age ultra fast.
I think you feel like you have that once you reach 50. You wonder aging very, very fast. Yeah.
Why you didn't realize how fast you were aging until it's over.
Very true.
Okay, what about invisible handwriting? Is that a superpower?
I'm not sure why you would need that.
I can do that now.
You just tell people you have it.
I can do that now. Look,
yeah.
It's invisible.
Just tell people you have it. They don't know.
I just wrote with a ballpoint pen that had no ink, and it's invisible. I
You're
have
super.
that ability. I have a superpower.
That's right.
Whoop. All right. 4 more.
4.
Super strength.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's a huge superpower.
I'll take that one.
But only for 1 second.
I don't know what you would use it for.
I don't either.
You could choke somebody really, really quick.
You could kill somebody like that.
You can lift a car and move it like in 1 second.
You could flip a car off of somebody.
Yeah.
You'd have the amount of time to grab it and flip it. You could rage quit with style.
What if like you couldn't choose when the second was? It's like it happened right when you sneezed and your head popped.
Oh my
off.
God.
That would be like, dang it. There's nothing you could do about it.
You couldn't because you'd be dead. Your head popped off. All right, you could turn into a. This is stupid. I'm not even going to read it. I'm not even going to read it.
Oh, come on.
Moving on.
Come on.
Nope, you don't want to know.
I do. I want to know. What is it?
You could turn into a laptop.
That's stupid. Why did you read that?
Fuck you. So you could seduce.
Yeah, that's the one I want.
Headwear. So hats. Like baseball caps. and fezzes.
Like a big one of those Russian furry hats.
And big hairy hats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Russian furry hat. I want a Cossack in my bed tonight.
Oh, my. All right, moving on.
That was disgusting.
That was nasty. Last but not least.
I kind of feel like we're probably the only podcast where anyone has ever seduced headwear.
Come here, baseball cap. I've missed you.
Get on my head. Oh, yeah.
Wow. So the very last ability, superpower, is the ability to desaturate.
So just basically turn black and white.
Just turn black and white.
Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. That'd be all right.
It'd be a good party trick.
Yeah, I mean, you might make some money. I think most of these are just good for making money,
question
not fighting crime.
when you first start dating someone and it gets physical quickly, and then you're laying there in bed and you close your eyes and you say, "What color are my eyes?" And they say,
No.
brown, and you're like, "No," and you open your eyes, they're black.
They're desaturated.
They're desaturated.
I should have guessed.
You suck, Satan. Get out.
My eyes are red.
Sorry, that's my Satan voice. Satan came back.
Satan
well, that's
is
good.
in the beer.
I don't know where any of those superpowers would be necessary or needed. I feel like parlor tricks. Do people still have parlors? I don't know. Or maybe
I would
like
love to have a parlor.
sideshows. You would maybe make a little bit of money off of them, but you couldn't solve crime. You couldn't fight crime with them. Those aren't really superpowers.
Let me ask you a very important question.
Okay.
How do billboards talk?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
They use sign language. Oh, this is a good one for you. You're going to love this one. What's a skeleton's favorite musical instrument?
The bone phone.
The trombone.
Oh.
Really? You belch at my joke?
I want a superpower where I can stop stupid jokes, stupid dad jokes. There should be a superpower for that.
No.
All right. I want to tell you something. I witnessed today.
What did
This is true. I witnessed
told me this. Yeah.
what I believe is. Well, I've seen a lot of superhero movies, Marvel comic movies, all that kind of stuff.
You don't
What
like
I
those
watched
movies.
today was better than any of those movies I've ever seen.
Wow. Did you see Desaturation Man?
No, I did not, but it was amazing. So, okay, this sounds stupid, but it's true and it's real and it's fantastic. So we had to have 6 trees removed from our front yard. We have a very, very, very small front yard, but we have these
With
trees.
a lot of trees.
Yeah. So we have these trees, and they're like sweet gum trees, and I think pine trees.
Okay.
That's what we had removed. And I'm not really good at estimating measurements or anything, but these.
No, because that's just what you do for a living.
Well, not like that. So I have a 2-story house.
Uh-huh.
These trees were as tall as 4 of the houses stacked up. So if we
Wow.
took 4 of my houses and put them up, that's how tall these trees are.
No,
I don't know.
that's not possible.
How does that make? That's
not possible.
What size does that make the tree?
That would be an
That's
8-story tree.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
not,
was.
No.
No, it was.
No.
I went out and I looked. I have photos.
No.
So anyway, we had 6 of those removed from our house.
No, they were not that tall.
These guys came out. Now, I'm going to mention the name of the company. If you're in Atlanta, now, this is not a commercial because they did not pay us. They don't even know that I'm mentioning this. I'm just saying because I just thought these guys were going to come and chop down some trees.
Right.
So I watched them, and literally, it's one of the most amazing things I'd ever seen.
Okay.
This company is called Joseph's Tree Works. I believe that's the name of it.
At least get it right.
Joseph's Tree Work or Works. I don't
Okay.
remember if it's got an S on it.
Okay.
So, so they came out, brought like 3 trucks and 6 or 7 guys with chainsaws. Mm-hmm. So they show up, and here's these gigantically huge trees. Now, here's what I thought was going to happen. I've never seen trees taken down, especially this size trees.
Right.
And what I thought was going to happen, because they're huge, I mean, really, really large trees, I thought they would climb up a fourth of the way and chainsaw that down.
Right.
And then go down to about halfway, chainsaw that down, and then go down another fourth and chainsaw that down.
Right.
And then throw them away.
Right.
No, that's not what happened.
What did they do?
So...
No, I'm curious because that's what
I'm going to tell you. So what they do, there's this guy, and he has this rope, and it's got a little
dude with a rope
weight on the end of it. And this guy's like a superhero. He's like Batman with the utility belt, literally.
Right. Okay.
So he takes this thing, and he just bing, throws it all the way, and I mean, he to the top of the tree. He's got fantastic aim. So it goes up there and wraps around the tree. And then he gets it like hooked on a branch or something like that. And then he has it, it comes all the way back down. And then they get a rope and they tie it to that thing. And then they pull the rope up all the way up and somehow tie it off. I don't know how they do this magic stuff.
Okay.
And it was magic. I just sat there and watched them. I was like, holy crap. So, and then they get that thing up there. And then I would say 5, 6 guys grab onto the rope and they're pulling it like they're trying to put up a tent or something. And then another guy's with a chainsaw and he's at the base of the tree, just chopping it down like you would chop down a Christmas tree. And he's just like, and he goes all the way through it. And they take that rope and they pull the tree down and they know where it's going to fall. They pull it where they want it to go. And they somehow, the way they're cutting it, they make it fall. This gigantic tree, they make fall exactly where it wants to go. Now,
see, I don't understand that.
Here's what...
That's like math.
Here's what I need to explain. We live in a subdivision.
Right. A very tiny, tight one.
Well, it's basically a circle. So you come into the subdivision, and there's only one entrance, one exit. It's the same. There's only one way in, one way out.
Right.
We live, like if you come in, we live right there. So we're there.
Yep.
So... anything that falls down in front of our house blocks
everything.
The entrance to the subdivision.
And the exit.
No one can come in and out.
So if there's a fire,
that's
you're screwed.
Right. Or you need to get to work quick.
You're screwed.
That's right. So no one wants to try to leave the subdivision and suddenly find a big, gigantic tree blocking the way.
No.
Everyone who left the subdivision today found a big tree blocking the way. But so what they did was they would just like chop this, or chainsaw this thing down, pull it down with a rope. This huge tree would fall down into the street, blocking everything. No one could go anywhere.
For how long?
They like attacked that tree like they were bees or ants.
Termites.
Just with chainsaws. It's like as soon as they hit the ground, they would all run up there and taking it apart. And then there was this guy on a little bobcat. What do you call those little
tractor things?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he would just, he operated that thing just like it was his hand. It was amazing. He would just pick those things up and they would dump them into chippers, wood chippers. And just, he would pick up a gigantic log and he would use it almost like a squeegee and he would just like move everything off of the street. And they would have the tree chopped down, chopped up, moved off of the street, and the entire street clean in 10 minutes.
Nuh-uh.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
And you had 6 of these done.
They did 6 of them. I think by the time they started...
They weren't even here for like 2 hours.
By the time they started, and by the time they finished, I think that it might have been an hour and a half.
Oh my gosh.
Possibly 2 hours.
And do you know what else? All that wood they just chipped from your front yard, they're going to sell as mulch.
I'm sure.
And they should.
But there was
Clearly.
not, I don't think there was a single leaf out of place when they were done. They cleaned it up so perfectly. And I videotaped it. I don't know if anybody wants to watch it, but it was just amazing to watch.
Let's put it on YouTube.
Yeah, it was just amazing to watch how they would come in and chop these things down, pull them down, and then clean it up so quickly. They moved so fast, these men taking down these gigantic trees.
Was it all men?
Yes.
No ladies involved?
All men. No, this was all men.
All men?
And they did a great job. I think...
all men.
A woman could do it.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want to work for these guys, but I thought I would be fired in 3 minutes.
Because you're not nearly that efficient.
I'm not efficient at all. I couldn't move. I'd be like, my back hurts. And they'd be like, you're fired.
Right.
But it was just one guy would be throwing the utility belt thing up the tree while another guy is cleaning this, and another guy is chainsawing this, and then another guy is doing the bobcat thing. They all had their jobs just like little bees, and they would come in, and I mean, it was so efficient, fast.
It reminds me of those cartoons where a mess is made and all these little things come in and clean it up and move. And then it's gone and the whole issue is gone.
Yeah, have you ever seen those high-speed cameras like they show roadkill and like maggots or whatever eating them and it's gone? It was just like that. It was just like so fast. Come in. And first of all, I couldn't even believe that they would let, if someone had told me they were going to do that, I wouldn't have believed it. Just the size of those trees that they were just going to let them fall. So like the last tree that they did was probably the biggest of all, and it was right in front of our house. Mm-hmm. So if it didn't fall the way they wanted it to,
it would have crushed the house.
It would have crushed the house. It would have crushed our neighbor's house, crushed cars, whatever. Mm-hmm. But they did it the way they wanted to do it, and it fell down, and my entire house shook. All of our dogs jumped up and ran because you could feel it. It was that tree was that big.
It was huge.
And they had that thing cleaned up less than 15 minutes.
Wow.
It was amazing. And I mean, I just looked at, I was like, this is what superheroes really are right here. These guys right here.
Yeah.
And I don't know, and I'm guessing, because they finished up, they started 9.
They were gone by noon.
Yeah. I bet they had 2 more jobs to do that day.
Think about doing that much work in a day.
That's amazing.
Just think about that. And then think about doing it 3 times over.
Yeah.
If you take down 18 trees in a day, you think 18 trees, if they're little tiny trees, chop them down, throw them in the back of a truck. No, these are huge trees.
I kind of admire people who like to do that kind of work. I mean, that really hard work.
Yeah.
They like to sweat. They like to get in there and do that. I can't do that.
No.
But these guys, man, they were just so good. It was amazing. So,
what are their names again here in Atlanta?
The company is called Joseph's Tree Work. And I just have to say that, well, first of all, they were fun to work with. They were cool guys. But they just knew their business. I would go almost like a concert if I knew they were going to be doing something close. I would go and sit and watch them.
Take a lawn chair and a sandwich.
It was worth it. It was like magic watching them do what they did.
Wow.
I just loved it. It was incredible.
Wow.
And so 6 trees gone from
they could charge for tickets.
They should charge for tickets.
But then they'd have to find a safe area for people to sit in.
He said that 2 of our neighbors complained. It wasn't because of anything they did. It was what the neighbors thought they might do.
Are you serious?
So it was like one person thought they had a potential of destroying limbs on her tree, which they didn't do. And then another neighbor just didn't like the fact that they were letting the gigantic trees fall down, which I don't know. I see that. I understand that concern.
Because it's a fear, but nothing got broke.
These guys knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that a giant tree is falling down like that is scary as crap.
Yes.
If you watch it or whatever.
Yes.
And I was just like, how do you direct it? How do you know it's not going to fall on you? You think about all that kind of stuff, and I'm sure that's what the neighbor was thinking. And maybe this is wrong, but I just thought, well, they know what they're doing, I hope.
Yeah.
They seem to know what they're doing, and
clearly they did.
Man, they were just sharp. But I mean, you think about that when you're in like an Uber or a Lyft, you're like, well, surely he knows how to drive.
Oh.
I mean, you don't know that.
Oh, so this morning on my way home from the airport.
Yeah.
It's like 3:00 in the morning, and my driver is on the interstate, and I'm literally 10 minutes from the airport.
Is the driver naked?
No.
Okay.
But she is 2 lanes over, and my exit is less than a quarter mile away.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, that's the exit right there. You need to get over. Oh. And she was a high as fuck.
Really? Driving?
Yes.
She was driving high?
Yes.
That's not cool at all.
I reported it. But still. Yeah.
I don't. That's why I don't take those things. I don't like doing it. I don't want to. I will say nothing against it. But yeah, there is. I don't like it. But people say, what's the difference in that in a taxi cab? And I guess it's true.
It's no
different. You don't know
different.
anything about cabs.
It's no different.
But I still think I don't know. I don't like it.
Either way, that's the only time I've ever had to say, you need to get over, because that's the exit. And right after her phone said, take the next exit. I'm like, it's there. It's right there.
Yeah, I just saw a news story. Now I can't remember if it was like a national, if it was local, but there was a dude driving like one of those. I don't know if it was Lyft, Uber, whatever, but he was driving. So he took someone to the airport, dropped them off, immediately came back to their house.
And robbed them.
Yeah, because he knew they were going to be there.
Yeah.
And they had one of those like Ring doorbells, so they got him on camera, and so he's gone.
And that's not as frightening as the people pretending to be the Lyft and Uber drivers.
Yeah.
Who pick people up in crowded areas because they know that they're probably half lit, waiting for their driver to come and pick them up. And they don't pay as close attention, which is why whenever I take a Lyft or an Uber or any kind of ride share, you verify the picture, the type of car, and the license plate number that you were given when you scheduled it with the car you're getting in.
Yeah.
You do it every time. And even then, like you said, that dude was a reputable driver, or at least a valid driver.
Sure.
And he went back and robbed the house.
Yeah, take pictures. Take pictures of the lights. Do all that stuff.
Also, there's another thing. As soon as they put the car in drive, I like to open the back door.
I always like to fart. Just one time because, I think it helps. It helps everything.
Nope.
Yeah.
And by open the back door, as soon as they put it in drive, what I mean is check the child locks.
The what?
Child locks.
Child locks. Oh, that they're not going to okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
You got to be safe. You got to be safe.
Those are things that women do that dudes generally don't think about.
Nope. You don't think about it at all.
But you're thinking about them because of dudes.
Well,
I mean,
you should think about them too, because
I know.
There's people out there that attack dudes too.
Yeah. I always want to be attacked. I never get attacked. What's wrong with me?
I'll talk to your
wife.
wife.
Something wrong with me?
I will talk to your wife about that.
Hey, speaking of something wrong, like I said, we did have a screw up this week. We didn't get to do a interview. No. Well, I take it back. We did the interview.
It didn't go
It
well.
just didn't come out. We had sound problems. But I would like to thank the people that I interviewed, Seth Timms and Brian Carter, who were in Nashville, and they were giving us some insight on what's going on in the music industry in Nashville. Mm-hmm. It was very interesting stuff. And
we'll meet with them again.
We're going to meet with them again. They've agreed to do it again, so we're going to have them on again, and this time we won't screw up. I also want to thank McNamara's Irish Pub in Nashville because they graciously let us do the podcast there, and they had some really good fries and burgers.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really liked it, and I had a couple Guinness.
Of course you did.
Mm-hmm. Yummy. They had a little more Guinness than I did.
Oh.
But I think they might have gotten an Uber. I think.
Hopefully they weren't attacked.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Rick.
Me? What?
For caring for my dog.
I dog sat.
Let me rephrase this.
Yeah.
I would like to thank Rick's wife.
That's right.
For dog sitting.
Well, I was supposed to do it all. Hey, get back here. Now we're going to have to whoop on your dog. I was supposed to watch your dog all week, and I had to go out of town for 2 days. So 2 days, my wife had to do it by herself. And we all know how difficult your dog can be if she wants to be.
Like right now.
Yeah. And sometimes she just walks into my closet and
disappears.
Who knows what she's doing in there?
She's eating all your receipts.
She's practicing
10 years
her superpowers. But anyway, thanks to everybody who helped us out this week doing things that were fun but didn't get rewarded for.
And thank you for taking care of my dog. She's still alive, and that's what I expected.
All right. Do we want to do one more Would You Rather here? We got this little Would You Rather that we like to do.
Why
Another
not?
little quick one. I'm going to say, would you rather never be able to use shampoo or never be able to use profanity?
We already did that one.
Huh?
We already did that one.
Fuck, when did we do it?
And I said I would rather never use shampoo.
I don't believe you. Then
It's
why did you
true.
put it on the top?
I didn't.
I don't believe you. Did not. Well, then I'll read it again. Would you rather never had a bad hair day or be allowed one do-over when you screw up while trying to pick up?
So while trying to pick somebody up?
I guess. Be allowed one do-over when you screw
Honestly,
up while trying... I've never screwed up while trying to pick up.
I would never...
Always good at
I would
picking up.
rather never have a bad hair day because then people would want to pick me up.
Yeah, they pick you up. You don't have to worry about it.
So here's one for you.
All
Would
right.
you rather...
Are we
Wait.
still here?
Sorry.
Are we still doing a podcast?
Sorry.
Suddenly silence happened.
This is awesome.
Oh, cool.
I'm really curious to know what you would think.
All right.
Would you rather A, be made of Lego blocks that could be rearranged.
What?
Or B, be made of Stretch Armstrong material.
That would be fun because it just feels good.
That would be fun. But Legos, you could make yourself into anything.
I feel like you would get laid more if you were made out of Stretch Armstrong material rather than Legos. No one wants to lay a Lego dude.
Because that would hurt.
I bet Stretch Armstrong
on
gets
a Lego.
a lot.
If you can imagine what stepping on a Lego feels like.
That's what I'm thinking.
Having sex with a Lego is probably much worse.
And a Lego penis is probably, it's blocky. It's, it's not cool. Stretch Armstrong.
It's not malleable.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I feel like Stretch probably gets his share.
I bet.
Of the ladies.
I bet he does.
I don't know that for a fact because I've never been stretched.
Or men, depending.
I'm not sure there's another podcast in the world that talks about that kind of stuff like we do. So thank you for listening. If you like that kind of stuff, we do this every Monday. We're a little bit late today, but we're going to be
out. We have a good reason.
Today. We did have a pretty good reason. But you can find us every Monday. It helps to subscribe because if you subscribe, it automatically downloads to
even
your
if
device.
we're late.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you can also find us at thisepicdisaster.com. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We are on Twitter.
Sometimes.
Yeah, we don't do Twitter a lot.
And you can listen on YouTube if you want, but
every show is on YouTube.
The occasional video.
Yeah, we try to do that.
Yeah, here and there.
Facebook's probably one of the best ways to find us if you don't go to the website. And but I do say subscribing is a great way. You can always send us email at thisepicdisaster@gmail.com. Tell us what you think of the podcast. Tell us what you want to do in the podcast. Tell us if you want us to be made of Stretch Armstrong material.
Or Legos.
Because we'll do it.
I mean, I can make myself into a Lego. It's a superpower.
We do things like that.
It is.
But we do thank you for listening. Right now, what we're going to do is tell you what we think of this beer, because that's what we do.
Wait, should it be Legos or Lagos?
Lagos. What do you think of my beer?
It's nasty.
Well, Satan.
Satan, thank you for asking.
Thanks for the prank calls to Satan from Wiseacre Brewing Company in Memphis, Tennessee. What do you think?
It's a brown ale.
It is.
It's hoppy.
It's hoppy.
They didn't advertise any different.
No.
So if you like that kind of thing, that's your thing.
I would say it's not my favorite beer. I've had worse. I'm going to say 2.5. I'm going to give it a 2.5.
Now I'm going with a 2.
2?
At best.
All right.
Yeah. But only because it's not my taste.
Yeah.
It's not my taste.
People who like hoppy beer might actually like it, especially if you like Satan. I think there's a little Satan in this beer.
There is some Satan in there. I can taste it in the back.
Yeah. And look, the foam spells out 666. I just noticed.
Wow.
Anyway, thanks for listening. If you do like the beer, pick it up. If you don't like the beer, just leave it alone. Just go get something else that you like better.
Find a Jesus
Same thing
beer.
with our podcast. If you like it, keep subscribing. If you don't like it, just drop it. Go somewhere else. There's plenty of podcasts out there.
So
in fact,
many.
we don't want you here. We do not want you if you don't want us.
But if you want us,
we're not going to sit around and beg for you. We're not that kind of relation. This is not that kind of relationship.
I'm very needy.
No, I think you've grown up. I think you're much better than that now.
Are you sure?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm very needy and beggy.
All right. Well, Cheri wants you. I have other things to do. I've got other things to do, other places to go. But you can hang around and do naked hot tubbing with Cheri and maybe a little archery and get some bruises.
You don't even have to listen to the podcast to do naked hot tub. That's fine.
No, I think that's true. Yeah. Is that it? Is that all we need to do?
We're done.
Are we done?
We're out.
We did a podcast?
I got to go home and get a nap.
I have to edit this podcast and put it up. So we'll be seeing you here in just a few minutes. Short few minutes.
Just a couple minutes.
And thanks for listening. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being patient while we were late. We'll see you next week.
We love you.
All right, bye-bye.
This is a Violet Jester Media podcast.